And JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctor's Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And now, Barbados. And Digicel. Cayman's bigger, better network. And March for Jesus. 18th of May. Visit Christian.ky for more information.
We ask our listeners and viewers to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
Live from Radio Cayman Studio.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the Record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
With Orrett Connor.
Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is For the Record.
For the Record. 1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orrett Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning, O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees, so fair. Today is Wednesday, the 24th day of April 2024, right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. We do hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable evening. Those of you who are on the roads of the Cayman Islands, we urge you to please be extremely cautious. Ensure that you observe the rules of the road. Remember, the life you save may be your own. I also will take this opportunity to remind you that this segment of For the Record, the birthday shout outs, brought to you by Coca-Cola, who are proud to support your birthday shout outs. Coca-Cola is available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. You should accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. And Superior Auto, they keep your car in tune. Call them at 949-9570 or 525-9571. We do have a few birthday shout-outs, and we will share those with you later. Meanwhile, it is my pleasure to have in the studio with me Her Excellency, the Governor, Jane Owen. She's here in the studio. The phone lines will not be open, but if you have any questions, I'm urging you to please send them in to us, 925-3261. We will try to address those questions. But exclusively, the Governor is here to talk about her first anniversary of being the Governor in the Cayman Islands. And if you're curious to know more, you'll hear her talk about it. But both of our prominent news organizations in the Cayman Islands, the Cayman Compass, as well as Cayman News Service, carried the story of her arrival and what would take place upon her arrival as well. So it is my pleasure to introduce you to the Governor of the Cayman Islands, Ms. Jane Owen. Governor, good morning. Welcome back to For the Record.
Thank you very much, OC, and good morning to you and all your listeners. It's great to be here on this sunny morning in Cayman.
Great to have you as well. Now, we have sometimes some visitors who return to the Cayman Islands, and they haven't been here for several years, and they're amazed at the changes that have taken place. You have been here for 1 year, and at some point during the discussion, we would like you to talk about some of the changes that you may have seen in the 366 days that you have been here as well. But can we start off by your appointment as Governor of the Cayman Islands, the process that it involved, how you became familiar with the Cayman Islands other than being here? We know that there are in the past, some governors either traveled to the Cayman Islands incognito, no one knew what they were coming here for, or they may have gone to another overseas territory just to familiarize themselves with it. Tell us about your experience, Governor.
Yeah, I think thank you very much, and it's great to be looking back over the past year. I have to say I nearly forgot that I'd been here a year because I just seem to be so busy and so loving getting involved in life here, and I can't believe that 12 months has gone by since April 2023. I was very, very excited about taking up this role, and I just had a short gap of about 3 months since leaving Switzerland, where I was the ambassador for 5 years. So, of course, it was preparing for something that was very different. You know, no mountains, but lots of sea. There's absolutely no sea anywhere near Switzerland. It's completely landlocked, and I was very aware that it was, you know, a different place, a different country, a different culture. So I was trying to be as open-minded as possible. I didn't come here incognito at all, though I did have lots and lots of conversations with previous Governor Martin Roper, and he was very generous with his time. But, you know, when you arrive in a place, it's always completely, you just have to be prepared to be open-minded and learn a lot, and that's what I've been really trying to do. And it's been wonderful to see the support I've had from absolutely everybody, from our politicians, our parliamentarians, our civil service, our business people, our people working in the community, who've all been so keen and so proud to share their stories and explain more and more about life here. So it's just been a wonderful journey getting to know everybody.
Excellent, excellent. And you have now had the ability to visit all government departments and everything as well. Tell us of your impression, the impression that you may have formed prior to coming here, then getting information from previous Governor Martin Roper, and what you have experienced since being here.
Yeah, I think Martin definitely, you know, told me that we had a really strong and well-functioning and professional civil service. So that was what I was expecting, and that's what I've certainly seen. And I've been very impressed with the motivation and the commitment and the talent and the knowledge that we have right across the civil service. Because, you know, on our islands, just like in any country, there are a huge and complex range of issues that people are dealing with, you know, whether it's housing or agriculture or health or education or environment or cyber security. And it's so impressive to see all the people who are delivering complex policies for us and trying more and more to join up across government, which is really important. I went to visit colleagues, to go around and meet in detail colleagues in our health and wellness ministry with Minister Turner and Chief Officer Nellie Pucci earlier on this week. And, you know, they're working on various new health strategies that I know the Minister has been talking to you and others about. But they go so far beyond the Ministry of Health, don't they? They, you know, They very quickly get into issues of security and regulation, but also education and youth and sport and preventative care and wellness. And so it's, and of course, finance also and how we pay for it all. So it's really important that we're joined up across the civil service. Okay.
Now, in our Constitution, we have provisions for, you know, all of those entities that help to support democracy, to promote democracy as well. Can you speak to any of those that fall under your remit?
Yeah, I mean, I think we have a great and well-functioning democracy, and I'm always proud to chair Cabinet each week. We have a number of commissions who support us in that process. You know, we've got the Judicial and Legal Services Commission, we've got the Standards in Public Life, Anti-Corruption Commission. I work very closely with all of them, and I'm really pleased to see so many senior leaders people who really understand the Cayman Islands and who have, like you, strong experience through their whole careers, and they give up their time to make sure that government is getting that objective advice and due diligence, if you like, and I think the process is working really well.
Mm-hmm. And can you speak to those subjects that fall under your remit? We see, it's quite similar in most overseas territories, slightly different to a certain extent in Bermuda, because they have always said that Bermuda has a pre-independence constitution. We see, for instance, the challenges in the Turks and Caicos Islands with the, and I'm gonna use this word, irregular migrants as opposed to illegal. The reason I'm doing that, and this is just a little tidbit. Yesterday, I was doing a training session with UNHCR in relation to refugee, because I'm also a member of the Appeals Tribunal for Refugees, and I mentioned the word illegal, and then they said, in our parlance we don't use that anymore, we use irregular. Now in the Cayman Islands terminology, we see them as illegal simply because they're required to have a visa to enter the Cayman Islands. So if they do enter without that, then we use the terminology illegal, but I'll use irregular to be politically correct as far as UNHCR is concerned. So we see the challenges in Turks and Caicos Islands in relation to that, and where the UK government has assisted and everything. So that's one area of responsibility. Can you talk about some of the areas of responsibility that you have as far as our Constitution is concerned?
Yeah, thank you very much, OC. I guess the two most important areas are governance, which we just touched on, and also the big issue of security in the widest sense. So I've been working very, very closely, obviously, with Police Commissioner Kurt Walton. He is very, very strong in my view. He's been responding fast to our security challenges. We're very aware that security, as I've said before, is in my view, it's the single most important issue that kind of underpins life, successful life and a successful economy here in Cayman. So we absolutely have to be on top of it. It's always a changing picture, so you have to run very fast in order to keep up with criminal elements. But we're absolutely determined to do that. I know Police Commissioner will be doing some press conferences later today to review how security looks when you look at the statistics for the whole of last year. And our focus will continue to be on violent crime and making Cayman a hostile place for criminal activity generally. We're also looking at the maritime domain because, of course, as 3 islands, it's absolutely essential that we can have a better view of what is going on in the sea, the flow of guns and drugs and people, as you've mentioned. So we're absolutely determined to make progress on that.
Okay, we'll take a commercial break. Just before we go to the break, you mentioned the flow of guns, and I've commended the Caymanian Compass for the very insightful and well-researched articles that they have been putting out in relation to guns, gun crime, and the trafficking of guns and ammunition to the Cayman Islands as well. I think they're certainly doing justice to that particular subject and making people aware. So, folks, we're going to take a quick commercial break. When we return, we will be talking more to Governor Jane Owen about her first year here in the Cayman Islands. Don't change that dial. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
The Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, he hath founded it upon the seas.
On August 19, 1948, 24 Georgetown women sent a historic letter to the commissioner, which stated,
Sir, we the undersigned residents of the District of Georgetown, having examined and obtained legal advice on the Constitution of the Cayman Islands, find nothing therein which denies a woman the fundamental human right of taking part in deciding who shall govern us. Therefore, we declare that it is our intention to exercise our constitutional right to vote today, August 19, 1948, according to our conscience, in the election of vestrymen for the District of Georgetown. Should this privilege be denied to us by the officials in charge of the election, we shall demand the government to give just reasons for making of no effect the laws it has sworn to uphold. We have the honor to be, sir.
Although no women voted in the 1948 election, on May 29, 1957, 358 women from 7 districts signed similar requests. And on December 8, 1958, the Sex Disqualification Removal Bill passed into law.
Radio Cayman's Historical Vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
The Rotary Cayman Islands Sunset $10,000 raffle happening Saturday, May 25th. Tickets only $10, 3 tickets only $25, 5 tickets for $40 from any Rotary Sunset member. All proceeds will support Rotary Sunset community projects including Feed Our Future, the Sunrise Adult Training Center, Adopt a School program, the Marie Martin Georgetown Primary School, the Crisis Center, and many more. The new Rotary Sunset Club. NPO number 656. Get your ticket, get your chance. Rotary Sunset, creating hope in the world.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
Did you know that you can send money transfers to financial institutions anywhere in Jamaica with JN Money?
You mean I can send money straight to my account and cut out the middleman?
Yes, that's exactly what I mean. You send your own money to your own account, giving you peace of mind that the money is in your account.
JN Money Transfers to Financial Institution is another convenient service offered by JN Money. You can have this done from any JN Money location. Deposit your money straight to your account without the hassle of asking someone to do it for you. JN Money Transfers to Financial Institutions, making life easier.
Digicel has teamed up with Capella. We're giving away tickets for you and a friend to attend Cayman's biggest music festival. Win 2 Capella tickets. Simply activate a 30-day Prime Max plan or be an active postpaid customer and you could be our lucky winner. Don't miss out on this epic event. Go to your nearest Digicel store today or the My Digicel app for your chance to win. Digicel. Better connected.
You know who this is? That same old girl that went to Hollywood and Panama? Well, guess what? The fun ain't done yet. Because this year, I'm going to country concerts in Denver. I got kick up my heels in Times Square. And I got find my way to Barbados. I got keep living the dream with Cayman Airways. We so blessed to have them. I tell you what though, this old girl's feeling younger than ever.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering international non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, Denver, Los Angeles, Panama, Kingston, Mobay, La Ceiba, and Havana, plus Barbados. Enjoy free rum punch, free in-flight entertainment, free seat selection, and free meals on select flights. Call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget, our Custom Closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
What's that? No sugar, same amazing taste? Coca-Cola Zero Sugar is here to stay. Classic taste, pure satisfaction. Be sure to stop into any Tortuga location and get your own case of Coke Zero. Or grab an ice-cold one straight from the cooler. Brought to you by Tortuga Distributors Limited. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, K-Man.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. It's my pleasure to have in the studio with me Governor Jane Owen, who is celebrating her first year as governor in the Cayman Islands. You have heard her talk about first arriving, and before she arrived, her briefing, former Governor Martin Roper, letting her know what some things about the Cayman Islands as well. Governor, the civil service is one of your responsibilities, but has been delegated to the deputy governor. We have seen some figures where the size of the civil service, has increased. Some persons have expressed concerns about that. Of course, some in one side of the equation advocate for big government. There are others who advocate for small government. But if you are expecting more deliverables from the government, how can you expect that and at the same time expect the civil service to shrink as well? And of course, AI, is becoming more and more prominent, but we're not sure how much that will help as well. Can you speak a little bit about the civil service and possibly about the size of the civil service and the expectations?
Yeah, thank you very much. I spend quite a lot of my time talking to policymakers and others in the civil service, so I have a huge respect for them. And, of course, I feel very lucky to be working closely together with Deputy Governor Franz Manderson, because he's so experienced and just doing such a fantastic job and is generally just such an inspiring person to work with. I do see that the civil service has an incredibly important role here in Cayman. It is, as you say, a big employer. It is also a place where I feel an awful lot of Caymanians, including young ones, get really brilliant experience and training. And some of them obviously will stay in the civil service, others will go on to do other things. But it's such a good grounding for young people learning about the cross-section of issues that we handle here, learning about politics and, very importantly, learning about policy making and project management. And I think often it's not quite appreciated just how complex in a modern economy a lot of this stuff is. You do need a huge amount of talent and expertise. I'm aware that people talk a lot about the numbers. I think we've got about 4,500 people in the core civil service and another 1,000 or so in the SAGCs, which I guess sounds like a lot. But when you think about how much the population has grown, the new challenges that come our way constantly, if you look at areas like security, obviously, the police have got to respond to that, yes, and resources are an important part of that. And then how much the population has grown. We were looking at some figures, actually, in the National Security Council yesterday when we were talking about crisis management and hurricanes, which I hope is a subject that is very much on the minds
I was going to raise that as well.
Everyone listening in. And we were looking back 20 years to Hurricane Ivan, obviously devastating. I think the population then was around 44,000. So, you know, our population has grown by almost 100% since then. And we were noting that the police have grown by about 30%. And I think, you know, other elements of our responsive services have probably grown by a similar, smaller figure. So that's just one example. When you're thinking how you're going to respond, you need a civil service to that's commensurate with that. The other thing that I know DG Franz would say if he were here is that obviously the government, you know, sets the size of the civil service in a way because it sets the budget for it. And then one thing that I do, working very closely with DG, or rather maybe he does, working closely with me, is to see how we can create efficiencies to look at areas where maybe there's AI coming in, or maybe they're becoming lower priority, while at the same time focusing on the new priority areas where you might need to grow. So I think it's not the right move to say you just have, for example, a ban on new recruitment or something, but you have to look at dynamically within the service, how are you going to consistently move your resources around to make sure they're in the right place? And I think we're doing that very proactively.
And there are those who would argue also that there may be, if not a legal one, a moral obligation for government to be there to employ persons while you rely on the private sector because they're profit motivated and everything. There are particular services that have to be provided by the government. Government is looked at as being the major employer, as well. And unless there are mechanisms in place to transfer those employees over to the private sector, government plays a highly important role in employment of Caymanians as well.
Yeah, I mean, I do think it's important to make sure that, you know, the government is not sort of providing a social service, and I don't think we are. I think that every job that's created in the civil service is there because it's necessary, but I also feel, and say, you know, looking at my own career starting in the civil service in the UK, I think that it's such an amazingly good grounding to be able, even if you go on to work in the private sector afterwards, it's a really great place to start your career, and I see that in so many talented young people who are coming into the civil service.
Okay, Governor, I'm going to give you an opportunity for some closing comments, but they may not be your last words for the morning because we may have a surprise come 8:15, but let's give you an opportunity for some closing comments.
Yeah, thank you very much. I just want to say really thank you to everybody across the islands who's just been so welcoming and so generous with their time, taking me around to show me what they're doing in all sorts of different walks of life, telling me their stories. Some of our seniors who've spent time with me. I'm going to see the quilters a bit later today, so I'm looking forward to seeing some more of some of the cultural history of our islands. And I feel that is our great strength, that we have such a wonderful community and a real sense of community, a consciousness about that that makes Cayman special and makes our visitors constantly want to come back again and again to see us. So I've really loved my first year and looking forward to the next 3. Thank you very much.
Sure. I saw a photograph of you on social media with the Black Eyed Peas, I think it was.
Oh, yeah, that was very exciting.
It looked like you were having fun there as well. Folks, top of the hour, the 8 o'clock news. Don't change that dial. Please stay tuned. We may have a surprise for you come 8:15, so hang in there. For the record, we'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
Thank you, Mr. Connor. And studio time by Foster's is 8 o'clock.
Reduce, reuse, recycle, renew.
More than a mantra, these words are a blueprint for building a sustainable Earth.
A sustainable Cayman.
So, starting April 19th, join Foster's and Price Right.
With your purchase of $75 or more, you'll be eligible to win a free recycling bin while supplies last to help give our island a breath of renewal.
Putting Earth first isn't just for Earth Month, it's every month.
Learn more on our social channels at Foster's Cayman on Facebook and Instagram.
Or go to fosters.ky.
Foster's, greener because we care.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings,
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller. The Deputy Premier has wrapped up meetings in Tokyo and is on board a flight to Hong Kong this hour. I caught up with Minister for Financial Services and Commerce, the Honourable Andre Ebanks, as he was boarding.
Good morning, Radio Cayman. Deputy Premier Andre Ebanks here, live from Tokyo with our government representative to Asia, Jean DaCosta. Just had 2 solid working days of meeting in Tokyo with financial services, institutions, private sector, government entities. Very positive and impressive reports on the use of Cayman Islands products and recommendations on future business. We also supported the Maritime Authority and met one of their key clients to discuss utilizing Cayman Islands financial services. We now board for Hong Kong, where we will attend a conference and engage Hong Kong stakeholders and those who utilize Cayman Islands services. So thank you very much, and we will provide further details when we return, but all around, very productive set of meetings and engagements for Cayman.
As you heard, Mr. Ebanks is joined by government's representative in the Asia Overseas Office, Mr. Jean DaCosta. An overhaul of policies relating to youth and sports are one step closer to completion. CIGTV's Donna Bush has more.
Results of the National Youth and Sports Policies Survey, a project from the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Heritage, were shared recently with stakeholders at a workshop. The minister responsible, the Honourable Isaac Rankin, said the findings reached an exceptional number of responses. 1,275 people responded to the survey.
This surpasses our initial sample size of about 200 to 300 responses by a significant margin, and I'm truly grateful to each and every one of you who took the time to participate and share your valuable input. As we promoted the survey, a frequent question we received was, why is it so important for the public to complete this survey? The answer to that question is quite simple. It's to ensure that the national policies we draft mirror your needs, your interests, your aspirations, and your perspectives.
Minister Rankin went on to tell everyone that those who responded to the survey provided invaluable expertise and insight and identified emerging areas for improvement. Those who attended the workshop were given a sneak peek at the top concerns. We'll take a look at what the results revealed on Newsbrief this Friday, the 26th of April.
And you can catch that on the CIGTV YouTube channel. And just 2 days left, the Cayman Islands government is asking for your nominations for the King's New Year's Honors 2025. Radio Cayman's Dion Anglin reports.
If you know someone who has made an exceptional contribution to the Cayman Islands, you should consider putting their name forward for a bit of recognition with the King's New Year's Honors. The honors system recognizes people who have made achievements in public life and committed themselves to serving the Cayman Islands. They will usually have made life better for other people or be outstanding in what they do, and they must still be actively involved in what you are nominating them for. People receive honors for achievements such as making a difference to their community or field of work, enhancing the reputation of the Cayman Islands, long-term voluntary service, innovation and entrepreneurship, changing things with an emphasis on achievement, improving life for people less able to help themselves, and last but not least, displaying moral courage. If you wish to nominate someone, more information on the honors system, nomination forms and guidance on submitting nominations can be found at gov.uk/honors/overview. Reporting for Radio Cayman News, I'm Dion Anglin.
Those nominations are due by Friday. Now with a check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Carsley Fuller.
BBC News with Julie Candler. President Biden says Ukraine will receive more arms and equipment within the week after the U.S. Senate approved a $61 billion aid package. President Zelensky said the support was vital for Ukraine. The bill also includes aid for Israel and Taiwan. Britain and Germany have pledged to work together on a new defence initiative. At a press conference with the British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak, German Chancellor Olaf Scholz also said the US aid package for Ukraine did not free Europe from maintaining its support. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Buttontown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin, or the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Buttontown. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
You know who this is? That same old girl that went to Hollywood and Panama? Well, guess what? The fun ain't done yet, because this year, I'm going to country concerts in Denver. I got kick up my heels in Times Square, and I got find my way to Barbados. I got keep living the dream with Cayman Airways. We so blessed to have them. I tell you what though, this old girl's feeling younger than ever.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering international non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, Denver, Los Angeles, Panama, Kingston, Mobay, La Ceiba, and Havana, plus Barbados. Enjoy free rum punch, free in-flight entertainment, free seat selection, and free meals on select flights. Call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com. April is Earth Month, a time to celebrate and appreciate the beauty of nature. It's time we all make the changes necessary to ensure a vibrant and healthy Earth for us all, our children, and for their future. Reduce your waste and be mindful of your consumption. Recycle your paper, cardboard, glass, and plastics. Utilize reusable products. Embrace energy efficiency. Using less means doing more for our planet. Let's all do our part. This message is brought to you by the Lions Club of Grand Cayman, serving the Cayman Islands for over 50 years.
Attention West Bay residents. The Department of Environmental Health West Bay Bulk Waste Collection will take place between May 6th to 11th. This bulk waste collection will replace the traditional year-end collection. Household appliances, furniture, and other items too large to be handled by the weekly DEH collection crews should be placed by the roadside where it is easily accessible to the DEH collection crews. Metals and vegetation should also be separated from other bulk items. Do not obstruct the roadway or storm drains or place tires, construction and demolition waste, hazardous materials, or electronics. For more information on the West Bay Bulk Waste Collection from May 6th to 11th, please contact DEH's Solid Waste Management Section at 949-6696.
Shop at Funky Tangs, the home of electronics and more. Check out Funky Tangs' 2 locations, Shannon Road and Countryside Savannah, for loads of savings. In stock at Funky Tangs, both locations: stoves, fridges, and small appliances, mini split air conditioning units, sheets and comforters, all sizes, window curtains, cell phones and telephone accessories, musical instruments, karaoke and Bluetooth speakers. New service now available at Funky Tangs, computer and cell phone repairs. Funky Tangs. For more information, call 949-0998. The 8 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Britcay, where people come first.
Take some advice from your Aunt Angie. If you're going to invest in an exotic pet, choose anything but a Norwegian forest cat. Apparently, they will eat all your jewelry. Before you know it, you're racing to the vet when your cat escapes from his carrier and lunges for your earrings. You crash and your cat swallows your pearls. But if you're smart, you'll have CG Motor Insurance and get the best comprehensive coverage for the price.
Get the best comprehensive coverage for the price. CG Britcay. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
pleasant good morning. Let's take a look at the latest weather report. Current temperature is 82 degrees. Relative humidity is 75%. The barometric pressure is at 30.00 inches and rising. The wind is out of the east at 10 knots. Overnight low temperature was 79 degrees. Synopsis indicate moderate to fresh northeasterly winds and seas are expected for the next 24 hours in association with a ridge of high-pressure system over the northwest Caribbean. Satellite images show a few low-level clouds over Grand Cayman. Now, the forecast for the Cayman Islands for today calling for partly cloudy skies with a 20% chance of afternoon showers, and temperatures will be in the mid-80s. Winds will be east to northeast 10 to 15 knots with higher gusts, and seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet. Pretty much the same for tonight, partly cloudy skies with a 20% chance of showers, and temperatures will fall to the upper 70s tonight. Your winds will be east to northeast 10 to 15 knots, and seas will be moderate with wave heights of 3 to 5 feet. Today's high tide will occur this morning at 8:48, low tide this afternoon at 3:27, and a high tide again tonight at 10:27. The sun will set this evening at 6:44 and will rise tomorrow morning at a minute after 6. And the outlook is calling for similar weather conditions through Friday morning.
The 8 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Britcay, where people come first.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Good morning once again. Let's take a look this time at traffic. On Shamrock Road and Rex Crichton Boulevard, traffic is flowing moderately. Steady traffic on the Linford Pearson Highway and slow-moving traffic on Crew Road heading to Georgetown. Eastbound traffic on Crew Road is moving along moderately, and slow-moving traffic on Edward Street in front of the Georgetown Post Office. Into Georgetown on Shedden looking pretty good. Out of Georgetown on Shedden Road, moderate flow of traffic. And traffic is flowing at a good pace on Godfrey Nixon Way and Eastern Avenue. Coming off of the Esseler Tibbetts Highway, steady but flowing traffic. And continuing on to North Sound Road and heading to the Industrial Park area, traffic is moderate. As we look to the West Bay Road in front of the Ritz, traffic is moderate in both directions. That's what's happening on your roads. Join us again at about 10 minutes past 12. We'll give you another look at traffic. Remember, click it or ticket.
From boat days to beach gatherings, leave the catering to Subway. Choose from small and large sandwich platters, double meat wrap platters, and top it off with optional cookie platters for dessert. Or ask about our Subway box to go with the option of 6-inch or foot-long sandwich, 1 cookie, and 1 bag of chips. For all occasions and celebrations, let Subway focus on the food so you can focus on the fun. Visit subway.ky for catering options. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
CUC Advisory. Customers are advised of a scheduled outage on Thursday, April 25th between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m. for Crichton Drive and all side roads in Crystal Harbor. For more information, please contact CUC's customer service team at 949-5200 or email service@cuc.ky.
The new KFC nuggets have arrived. That unlike the no-gets, ours are handmade using 100% white meat, unlike the no-gets. At KFC, we hand-bread every day to achieve the perfect flavor. After you try our delicious and crispy nuggets in the original recipe, you'll never settle for less. KFC, the real nuggets. It's finger-licking good.
Let's talk health, Cayman. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is launching a public consultation on May 1st to help develop a new national health strategy for the Cayman Islands. And we need your help. We want to hear your thoughts and experiences with healthcare across all 3 of our islands. Your voice matters. Log on to gov.ky/health-wellness or email mohfeedback@gov.ky to learn more or to get involved.
You know what I love to do with my family? Go fishing. I can put the bait on and cast and reel the line all by myself. My mommy and daddy say When they were little, there were plenty more fish to catch, but now there are lots more people fishing, so it's harder to find them. That's why we have marine parks now. They set some areas aside so the fish there can have babies and grow bigger. Then they swim out to other areas where I can catch them. Having the marine parks means there will still be fish there when I'm grown up and fishing with a family of my own.
For more info, download the Cayman DOE app or visit doe.ky.
With Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. Those of you who are having difficulties with YouTube, we are having a little issue with our internet, and it will be up shortly. Those of you who are unable to see the images in the studio, I'll have to describe them, for you as well. But, here on Radio Cayman, we don't brag, we don't boast when first occur on Radio Cayman. And I won't boast this morning, but I will tell you, this is probably a first for Radio Cayman, where we have the governor and the deputy governor in the studio at the same time this morning. So without any further ado, I will say good morning. Welcome to For the Record to the Deputy Governor, Honorable Franz Manderson, and also in the studio with us, co-chair of the DG's 5K committee, Ms. Jennifer Ahern. Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record.
Good morning, sir, and good morning, Cayman. And yes, it is history making. I don't ever recall, governors and I always work very closely together, but I don't recall ever sharing a microphone on Radio Cayman. So it is great. But our governor here has come in with a lot of passion, and she has wanted to do things differently, so that's good, Governor. We're achieving some new things. But I just want to say to Cayman first is that please, be proud of our governor. She has come in. She's been with us a year. It really has flown by, Governor. I can't believe it. It was a year has come already. But she genuinely cares about our islands and our communities. She works very, very hard. Trust me, I don't know how she does it. Her energy level is high. She has, engages with the community. She has people over for lunch. So she has working lunches. We meet for breakfast in the morning on Mondays. She chairs cabinet. She gets involved in the areas that is part of her responsibility, security, civil service. I rely on her heavily for advice and assistance, and she is always there for me. So, Governor, thank you for all that you do for me and for my senior team. The governor makes sure that we are focused on what we are supposed to be doing in the civil service, and that is delivering for the elected government and making our people's lives better. So that is something that we focus on every day, and it's a great pleasure to work with our governor.
Okay, Governor, would you like to respond?
Yeah, thank you very much, Deputy Governor. It's great to be here together. You and I seem to spend so much time working together. It's quite nice to be sat here in the room on Radio Cayman as well. Yeah. As we've talked about quite a bit this morning with OC already, the civil service that you lead is such an important part of everything we are trying to deliver, because, the government is, and the civil service, the public services are right at the heart of every policy. And so we have to make sure that we've got the right people with the right commitment and initiative and ideas. And I've just been so amazed at all the talent we've got, but they need a strong leader, and I think we do have a really strong leader in DG. He's also said I spend quite a lot of time, eating, having lunches and breakfast. So I really need to take a leaf out of DG's book and do more running, I think, to get the weight off. So I'm quite looking forward to the 5K coming up.
And on your arrival, when I looked at the newspaper articles in relation to it, I think they indicated that you would have you were going to participate in the DG's 5K on your first
Yes.
week of arrival as well.
Yes, exactly. I'm a bit worried though that this time again I'm actually going to be walking and DG's going to be powering past me at some ridiculous pace, which is what usually happens. But yeah, it'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Now, just a little constitutional trivia. We'll talk about when the Deputy Governor is acting governor, because I'm looking at a situation now where we have both of you in the same space, but when it comes to acting, the Deputy Governor can only act when you're off island. So what happens when you're in the BRAC or Little Cayman rather than in Grand Cayman? Is that considered still being part of the Cayman Islands?
Yeah, absolutely. It's not considered being off island, and so like all of our elected leaders as well, I try to make sure that I'm always here on Grand Cayman for Cabinet Day, for example. But yeah, if I'm in the BRAC or Little Cayman, which is always fantastic, and I went there my first weekend to both of the sister islands, and I've been a few times since and absolutely loved it. So they're two of my favourite places, along with lots of other spots on Grand Cayman as well. But we work so closely together, and like everybody else, we do a lot of work on email and the internet and WhatsApp. So it's possible to work remotely. And even when I'm off in London, we're talking to each other every day, really, aren't we?
Absolutely.
So, Ms. Jen, tell us what's been happening so far as the 5K activities are concerned.
Yeah, well, good morning, everyone. And OC, thank you for having us on again this morning. Well, we have had 2 very successful events already. We opened up in Cayman Brac. We had a record number of participants there, thanks to the young men from Boys to Men who happened to be over there for a weekend as well. We had, I think, 190 people on the BRAC for the first event, which was really, really fantastic to see. Great support from the community there, and we're really grateful for that. And then last weekend we were in Little Cayman, and we had over 30 people on the start line, and we figure as a percentage of the population there, that's pretty impressive.
Yes.
Again, fantastic support from the community over there in Little Cayman. We had the team from the Hungry Iguana who helped with distributing T-shirts and helped to promote it. We arrived on Saturday, and everybody working at the Hungry Iguana was wearing our DG 5K shirts. It was really fantastic to see some great donations from the business community over there as well for the raffle prizes. So we're really, really excited about the grand finale here this weekend. We're really hoping that the community here will come out in force and help us raise some money for the charities. We're supporting the NCVO, the Addison Kelly Memorial Scholarship Fund, and then Boys to Men this year under the theme of supporting our future generations. So we're down to the wire with the online registration. It closes today at 6 p.m. So if you want to get in online and make sure that you save a bit of money, because the prices go up after online closes, today's the day to do it. racecaribbean.net is where you can go. And we really hope that people will come out and support us.
I'm sure they will. Now, we know that the governor will be participating as well. And we may want to get the camera in the studio because we're going to make a presentation to the governor as well. So let's go through with that. Do you want to say a few words before?
Well, first, as you correctly said, Mr. Conner, I think it was only a few days after the governor arrived that we had the DG's 5K, and I think it's one of her first official events was the DG's 5K. So she was there and assisted us with giving out awards and prizes, and she's going to be there again on Sunday. So Cayman, we need to come out. Our governor is leading by example, getting out there, getting her heart rate up, exercising. So let's all join her and Cayman and do what's right for ourselves and for our community. So it gives me great pleasure to hand over to Her Excellency one of the T-shirts for Sunday's event.
Great.
Thank you very much, DG. I'm really looking forward to it.
Yay.
Fantastic.
Wow.
Excellent.
And I do think that the 5K is a great example of so many of the things we are focused on in Cayman, because it's obviously looking at health and wellness and keeping fit and preventative health and all of those things that are so important. It's supporting our charities, and I've been so impressed with the charity sector here and what they do. And I spent a bit of time talking to Seaford in Boys to Men, and I just think he's a total inspiration. And all of the lads that he is supporting are also, I think, an inspiration for how they are turning around their lives and finding something exciting to do for the future, which is at the end of the day what we're all trying to do. So and I think the 5K also brings together the community, people from all sorts of different walks of life coming together to enjoy a Sunday morning. So I can't wait.
And DG, on the previous show that we had, you gave a great testimonial to the importance of staying healthy, having a healthy lifestyle. And for the benefit of those who may not have heard it on that occasion, can you talk a little bit about your personal situation and your advice to our audience?
Yes, sir. Thank you. So, as I guess most everyone would know, in 2022, I had a heart attack. I was actually at the gym when it happened. Got myself to the hospital, but speaking with the doctors, they said the reason why you are talking to us now is because you were keeping healthy, you were exercising, you were doing the things that you should do in terms of taking care of your body. It's very clear to me that if I had continued to behave the way that I had been behaving before, not exercising, not eating right, I would not be where I am today. So I have seen we don't want to wait until we have a heart attack to decide to do things right. Prevention is better than cure. And, I have been inspired by all of this. The DJ's 5K started with me making that decision to get out and get fit. And then when I went to the 5Ks for the various charities, as our governor said, I didn't see a lot of civil servants there. So our idea, and Ms. Jennifer had the idea of, DG, why don't you do your own 5K? We'll get the civil servants out there and get fit. And we've had some great testimonies from civil servants who said, in January, I couldn't walk a mile. But in April, I did the DJ's 5K and I did 3 miles. And in December, I did the half marathon. And, I have reduced my diabetes medication. I've lost, a lot amount of weight. I feel so much better now. I'm exercising. And that's really what we want to promote, is a healthy lifestyle. Walking is just as good as running. If you can, don't try to run 10 miles, but if you can walk, 2 or 3 miles every day, that and at a good brisk pace, is what the doctors order. So I encourage everyone to get out and exercise. I did a 5K on the track this morning and in West Bay, and there were so many people there.
Great.
So lots of people are getting out and exercising.
Excellent. We're going to take a commercial break. When we return, the conversation will continue. Don't change that dial. Opportunity here where we have the DG and the governor in the same location talking with us. Something that is a first certainly for Radio Cayman, and we're really, really excited about it. So don't change that dial. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
She hear clunk and her car stop. I was just about to send her some money, so I send it straight to her JN money transfer card. It cost me less, and perhaps she use the card, pay the garage right away. She'll get discount through the JN Rewards program in Jamaica. This card make things easy. You can even get funds at any multi-link ATM.
JN Money Transfer Card. Fast, affordable, convenient. Tell your loved ones in Jamaica about it. Sign up is free.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers, a compounding story.
I don't think people realize how pain creeps into your life. It has a way of robbing your strength. I really don't like taking prescription medication orally.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. They understand.
When it comes to compounded medication, it's personal. So whenever there's a problem with some medication or treatments that's not working right, then a physician will call me and say, hey, they're having bad side effects from this medication.
compounding pain cream changed the game. Made special for me. Significant pain relief in the form of a cream. That is a new experience for me.
It's changed his life.
It worked.
Ask your pharmacist or healthcare provider about compounding at West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Call 914-6449.
Let's Talk Health, Cayman. The Ministry of Health and Wellness is launching a public consultation on May 1st to help develop a new national health strategy for the Cayman Islands. And we need your help. We want to hear your thoughts and experiences with healthcare across all 3 of our islands. Your voice matters. Log on to gov.ky/health-wellness or email mohfeedback@gov.ky to learn more or to get involved.
Cayman, get ready for an adrenaline-fueled event like no other. Round 2 of the 2024 Siwa National Tour, Sunday, May 5th at South Sound Dock. Watch as Cayman's top riders push their jet skis to the limits. JJ McLean, Klein Glidden, Brandon Elliott, and so many others. Family-friendly atmosphere, free admission, food trucks, and non-stop entertainment. Feel the vibe and ride the wave with the Cayman Islands Watercraft Association. Round 2 of the 2024 Siwa National Tour, Sunday, May 5th, South Sound Dock, starting at 11 a.m. Proudly sponsored by Car City, Cayman Islands Coast Guard, Cayman Islands Fire Service, Pepsi, Fast Signs, J&M Equipment, Ministry of Youth, Sports and Heritage, Party Animals, Seabreeze Charters and Jet Ski Rentals, Verdant Isle Farms, Health City Cayman Islands, National Logistics, Onshore IT, Ministry of Tourism and Ports, Radio Cayman, and Breeze FM.
This is Ronnie Anglin. I work in the water sports industry. I'm concerned that our islands are at a high risk of coral bleaching and coral disease outbreaks. Rising sea levels, sea temperatures, and ocean acidification have caused catastrophic increases in the number and severity of coral bleaching events, disease, and death. Snorkeling and diving may one day not be an option. To learn more about climate risk to our islands, visit www.gov.ky/climate change policy.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We have in the studio with us this morning Governor Jane Owen. She's been here since 7:30 this morning, and she remained with us during this at least a portion of the segment with the Deputy Governor, Honorable Franz Manderson, as well as Ms. Jennifer Ahern. We were talking about the DJ's 5K, talking about those that took place in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman, and of course Grand Cayman this coming Sunday as well. The Governor will sneak off at some point in time because she has other commitments. So when you don't see her in the shot, she has left at this point in time. Ms. Jennifer, you want to talk a little bit about some of the sponsors, the event itself, and some of the experiences of people so far who have participated in the sister islands as well.
Well, we have had an amazing group of sponsors that have been with us, many of them. So this year is our 10-year anniversary. We're really excited about that. And we've had a number of sponsors who have supported our event from the beginning. And thanks to the support of the sponsors and the support of the community, we've been able to raise and donate over $500,000 to a number of different charities over the last 10 years, all of which have been doing some amazing work in the community. So Applebee has been our platinum sponsor. They've been with us since the second year. The very first year, when we started, we made 2 phone calls, one to Sinico and one to DART, and they both came on board as sponsors. When we started the event, it was, the focus wasn't mainly on the fundraising, and it still isn't. It's really about trying to have an event that everybody can come and enjoy and get some exercise and do some good in the community. But DART and Sinico have been on board from the very beginning. Applebee has been our platinum sponsor now for a number of years. We have some gold sponsors who have been with us as well. We have EY, DART, Davenport Development, excuse me, the Civil Service Credit Union is one of our gold sponsors as well, and of course Butterfield as well. Cineco sponsor the halfway mark, so if you have done the 5K, you will have seen the team from Cineco cheering you on when you get to the halfway mark, which is fantastic to see, and I'm looking forward to seeing what they bring out this year to keep us motivated and going. And then we have 2 water stops on the course, and they're sponsored by PwC and Maples. And on the subject of water, I just want to ask everybody when you come to the event to please bring a refillable water bottle. We're trying to really minimize the amount of waste that we generate with the event. The shirts are made from recycled plastic water bottles, so we're trying to keep some of that circular economy getting into play. But please, if you're coming on Sunday, bring your refillable water bottle. We will have water available for you to refill it, but we really do want to try and minimize how much waste we're generating with the event, because we get over 1,000 people on the start line, so there's a lot of people there. And then we have our silver sponsors. We have the Health Services Authority, we have Walkers, KPMG, Teneo, Health City, Circumference FS, Dentons, London and Amsterdam, Chris Johnson and Associates, Affinity Recruitment, Hyvern, and Cayman National Bank. So very, very grateful for the support of all of those corporate sponsors. We couldn't do it without them and the support that they give us.
Okay. Governor, would you like to comment on the level of corporate involvement that we have in the Cayman Islands and the generosity of many of those, corporate citizens?
Yeah, I think it comes down to this whole feeling of sort of balance and partnership that we have in the economy generally, doesn't it? And it's great to see the economy doing well, but also a recognition, I think, among our corporate friends and the Chamber of Commerce and everybody else that an economy is only successful if it's kind of delivering for everyone. So we have to think about how we can support each other. And one of the things that Deputy Governor and I talk a lot about is this idea that the public service and our government policies have to take into account how the private sector can help and support us in delivering it, because it's always in a way a public-private partnership, even if you don't call it that formally. Whatever you're trying to do, whether it's in energy or housing or hurricane preparedness or education, the private sector are always going to have a really important supporting role, and sometimes they can lead on things, sometimes they can support, but we have to do it together. So yeah, this is just another example where the private sector step up with their money and efforts and their people, and we just see everyone coming together in Cayman, which is great.
DG, anything you want to add?
I agree. I've always said, Cayman is special because of the people who live here, who care about our country, who give back to the communities. And we see this really well played out with the DG's 5K, where our corporate sponsors come on board. They, as the governor said, they then encourage their staff to come out. So that's why we've had really great numbers. Is that people actually want to be part of the solution. I remember when we first started and we were raising money for Jasmine. We started at our first event was 12,500. In 2022 we're at 98,000. Wow. So we've done really well in terms of giving back to our communities. Last year we gave 98,000, and we had 82,000 last year, and we had the Cayman Red Cross, Loud Silent Voices that deals with mental illness, and the United Against Bullying Foundation. So I've tried to pick charities that really make a difference in our communities and address diverse issues that we have in our islands. And I'm really touched by the work that the charities for this year is doing. The governor mentioned Mr. Seaford and the work that he's doing with Boys to Men. And I got to meet quite a few of them in Cayman Brac 2 weeks ago. And they were so upbeat and happy to be there. Some of them, made me feel really bad. They were running in slippers, And I was like, how is this possible? But it was really great to see our young men coming out and taking part in the 5K. That was 110, young men who was doing something very productive. They were not getting themselves in trouble. They were out there getting some exercise, building relationships with each other, but also then giving back to our community. So it was really good. In Little Cayman, a gentleman came up to me and says, listen, I really want to do the 5K, but I didn't bring any in a sneaker, so I'm going to do the 5K in my Crocs. So he had these shoes, so he did the entire 5K with some unusual footwear. So we've seen some really different things happening this year. But again, it's about people wanting to give back and people caring about what's happening in our community. The government can't do it by ourselves.
True.
We can put a lot of emphasis on programs and do a lot of really great things. I'm very proud of the work the civil service do, but we just can't do it alone. That's why the public-private sector partnership that the governor talks about is so important.
Okay, Governor, we're going to take an early commercial break to give you an opportunity to leave because we know you have to leave at 8:45. So I'm going to give you another opportunity for some closing comments, and if you want to incorporate the DG's 5K into that, you can.
Yeah, thank you very much. Well, it's been great to be able to talk to all of your listeners and to be on here with you, OC, and DG as well. And just to say, looking back over my last year, I've been so struck always, not just by the beauty of these islands, but by the beauty of the people who live in them. And I think that we are so blessed because we have such a huge amount of talent and positivity and a very positive pride in the country that it's sometimes pride can sort of go into a negative thing, but I feel here it's real pride and humility about Cayman and where it's going, and a desire for everybody to work together. And I feel that's very, very strong, and it's something that we should not lose sight of, because I think day in, day out, when DG and I are talking to our government leaders as well about how we tackle some of the issues that we're faced with, there is always a positive belief that we are going to find the solution and we're going to work together to find it. So it tends to be a partnership that is not antagonistic, it's not accusatory, it's trying to find the best way forward for everyone, and that is not something that is easy to achieve, and it's very easy to dismiss it as, oh, that's just a soft thing that it doesn't really count for very much, but I think it actually counts for an awful lot. So well done, Cayman, and looking forward to supporting everybody as we move forward.
Okay, Governor, again, thank you very much for being so accommodating and staying on as well. Folks, we're going to take a commercial break. When we return, a conversation with Deputy Governor, Honorable Franz Manderson, and his co-chair for the DG's 5K, Ms. Jennifer Ahern, will continue. Don't change that dial. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
There you go, sir. Thanks for choosing JN Money Transfer.
Boy, thanks to JN Money Transfer, I can stay right here in Cayman and pay mama bills back home in Jamaica. Her water, light, phone, and other bills never late. Every month I pay everything in one place.
Make payments to over 30 companies in Jamaica through JN Money Transfer. Fast, affordable, convenient. Call 1-800-744-1163 for details.
You know who this is? That same old girl that went to Hollywood and Panama? Well, guess what? The fun ain't done yet, because this year, I'm going to country concerts in Denver. I got kick up my heels in Times Square, and I got find my way to Barbados. I got keep living the dream with Cayman Airways. We so blessed to have them. I tell you what though, this old girl's feeling younger than ever.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering international non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, Denver, Los Angeles, Panama, Kingston, Mobay, La Ceiba, and Havana, plus Barbados. Enjoy free rum punch, free in-flight entertainment, free seat selection, and free meals on select flights. Call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
Hey Cayman, this is Pastor Elsony Banks. I want to invite you to come out and join us on Saturday, May 18th, 2024 for March for Jesus. I remember those events from years past, and I'm so happy we're doing them again. So join us on Saturday, May 18th, March for Jesus, celebrating our Lord Jesus Christ.
For more information, visit Christian.ky and click on the March for Jesus tab.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
If you're a parent, you know that providing your child with a quality early childhood education can be expensive. However, the Ministry of Education offers financial assistance through its Early Childhood Assistance Program to help qualifying Caymanian families cover the costs at registered early childhood settings. Visit our online application portal at moeapplications.gov.ky to learn more and get started. This message is brought to you by the Ministry of Education.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. As promised, the Deputy Governor and Miss Jennifer Ahern there in the studio with us, still talking about the DG's 5K taking place this Sunday and talking about the successful events that took place on Cayman Brac and Little Cayman as well. And as usual, looking for Grand Cayman to break its previous record as well. And as you pointed out, that while fundraising is a part of it, and for where the chart is, at the same time the importance is for people to stay healthy, as well. And we got some news about some what was it? Donuts or cupcakes?
Oh, muffins.
Muffins, yes. Tell our audience about that.
Yeah, so we do have coffee and fruit at the finish line in the Grand Cayman event. And this year, yesterday, we were told that the governor's chef, Mark, is going to be preparing 300 muffins that will be delivered to us on Sunday morning. So if you're coming out on Sunday, you'll also have an opportunity, if you're one of the first 300 people, to get one of the muffins from the governor's chef. So I'm really grateful for that. Big shout out to the team at Government House for volunteering and offering that for us as well. Okay,
and I'm going to pass the mic over to both of you so that you can ensure that you get everything out there that you want to get out as well. And I think on the last show, DG, you mentioned that you would be hosting a conference here of OTs, Overseas Territories Governors as well?
Yes, sir, that's correct. So each year, normally we get together the deputy governors from the Caribbean Overseas Territories and Bermuda, and we would normally meet in Miami, but we have decided to change things up this year. So I'm the chair of the group, so we decided to have it in Cayman this year, and then next year TCI will take over as the chair, and then we'll have it in TCI, because it gives us an opportunity to visit other islands and see how things are done there. So whenever we get together, it's always a very good learning opportunity to talk about the civil service and the things that we're doing and our important roles as deputy governor. So I'm pleased to say that I have at least two of my colleague DGs are going to be doing the DG's 5K with us on Sunday. They're coming in a bit early. So I have confirmation from the deputy governor from TCI, Ms. Anya Williams. She's going to do it. She's bringing two of her staff with her, so they're going to do it. And then I think Bermuda, and I'm working on Anguilla, but I think he may miss it. I think his flight gets in a bit late on Sunday. Okay. But otherwise, I think we'll have a few of our deputy governors there. People were calling in the last time we were here and saying that we need to make it a more of an international event. Yes. So we'll have to think about that as well. But it's been a very proud moment for us in the Cayman Islands, where we have a very good initiative here that has raised so much money for the various charities. And you know, as I said when we were here last time, when we see things happening in our community, we can stand on the sidelines or we can do something about it. And here's an opportunity to do something really good for yourself and for the community. So, you know, person said, DG, you know, I didn't think that I was going to be able to do the 5K, but I bucked up on my friend that I had not seen for the last 2 years, and we got to talking, and the next thing I knew, we were finished. So it is, you know, if you really just, you know, focus on just having some fun and walking, you will complete the 5K in no time. We have a great route that takes us, you know, in through Georgetown. So I always love when I get to, you know, you're probably a mile away from the finish line, and you are in central Georgetown, the nice sea breeze on Seafarers Way. It's a really great way to sort of wind down the 5K. So it is a great event, and I would encourage everyone to sign up today, and let's make the DG's 5K 2024 the biggest ever.
Okay. So the DG mentioned, you know, about the cool breeze on Seafarers Way. Can you speak a little bit about the course itself?
Yeah, so the race starts and finishes here at the Government Administration Building. We do have a DJ who's going to be here pumping us all up with some music at the start. And we'll set off down Elgin Avenue. We'll have the team from RCIPS. They'll close the road for us at the start, so big thanks to them for their support with that. And you're going to take a right turn at the traffic lights and head down the road there. And when you get to Melmac, you'll see the team from Cineco cheering you on to go around the corner down to South Church Street. You go along the coast there, and then you'll turn back up into town at Fort Street. We do have a slightly different route than usual this year because of the construction that's going on in town. So instead of going in front of the library, you're going to go on the other side of the court building and around the back of the post office instead of in front of it. But we will have marshals on the road guiding everybody on their way. And as the DG said, it's just it's a great atmosphere. It's a lot of energy, a lot of great people, and it's just really a lot of fun. And, you know, before you know it, you'll be finished and you'll be enjoying maybe one of those muffins from the governor's chef, some fruit and some coffee. We have some amazing raffle prizes that have been donated, and everybody's race bib. The bottom, you tear off your ticket and you put it in for the raffle. We do encourage everyone we ask everyone to make sure that you wear the number that's been assigned to you. Okay, there's a timing chip in the bib, and it has been assigned to you in the timing system. So please, you know, don't pin it on your don't change it with colleagues or anything like that. Make sure you're wearing your number. You brought your reusable water bottle. And just come and have some fun. But as the DG said, we need you to register today. The online registration closes at 6 p.m. tonight, and it's racecaribbean.net. You can register after the online closes. You can register in person tomorrow and Friday at the race package pickup, but the price is higher. So it goes up by $10 for the in-person registration. So online today until 6 p.m. is $25 for adults and $10 for 17 and under. If you come and register late tomorrow or Friday, it's another $10 on top of that. And
there's no same-day registration.
Well, there is, but you pay another $10 on top of that. So if you're a very, very, very last-minute person and you wake up Sunday morning and decide that you want to come and join us, and we're happy to have you, just be aware that the registration fee goes up to $45 for adults. So if you are registering in person tomorrow or Friday, we ask that you bring exact cash. We only accept cash. And we would appreciate exact amounts. But yeah, so racecaribbean.net is where you need to go today before 6 o'clock to get signed up. And then come and pick up your race package Thursday and Friday between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. in the Government Administration Building public lobby. We have the shirts, and you have the race bibs with the timing chip. And so we're just hoping everyone will come out and support us.
Okay, and for those persons who are not ultra athletes, because you'll probably get some who are distance runners, they'll run to the start, to where you're starting and then run back home. As far as parking is concerned, can we speak a little bit about that for those
Sure.
persons who will drive to the event?
Yeah, so the parking lot behind, I always call it the immigration building. But
Yes,
it's not the
yes.
the old immigration building, which I guess is CBC now. That would be one parking lot that will be open. I think CMB's parking lot will be available, and then Cricket Square will have some parking as well. So we would encourage people, if you can, to carpool, because we are expecting over 1,000 people at the start line. So we don't think there's 1,000 car parking spaces anywhere nearby. So if you can carpool, that would be great. But yeah, and just please make sure that you come early. We will start promptly at 6:30.
Okay.
Then Tisha Connolly is our lead race logistics and marshal, and she's a stickler for time. So I can guarantee you that at 6:30 we will be off. So please do plan to arrive a little bit early. Enjoy some of the atmosphere, get all pumped up, and get ready to roll.
And again, let's talk a little bit about the various charities that you have chosen. And we know that when you were here on here previously, we received a message from someone who wanted I think it was the Humane Society to be considered.
Animal charity.
Yes.
Yes, so yes, we will look very carefully at what we do next year. But this year, the Alison Kelly Memorial Scholarship Fund, as you know, the Kelly family has set this up in honor of their daughter, who passed away tragically maybe a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. And what this scholarship fund, or the money this year, is basically going to train people to be mental, to be able to detect persons who are going through mental health issues at work. You know, so we have people who can diagnose persons that are sick in terms of having a defibrillator and all that. But we need people that are trained up to deal with persons who are dealing with mental illness and just stress. We don't do a lot of. I think we should do even more in that area, because, Mr. Connor, as you know, we're seeing so many people passing away now. People are stressed out. The whole effects of COVID, I think we still haven't recovered from that fully. All the stresses that brought on, and then all of the day-to-day stresses that we're now dealing with. It's so very important that we identify early symptoms of mental health and be able to focus on it. No one is immune from these things. We have seen actors and actresses and everyone else just dealing with these issues. So it's not something that we can ignore in our community. The Boys to Men charity, we spoke about the work that they do. And, I saw the video of the fight at one of the schools, and it really made me feel so concerned about what was happening with our young men. And we see gangs and we see the violence. So I said, okay, I would like to support one of the charities that focus on our young men and getting them to be productive citizens and move away from the gang life and move away from fights at school and all of those things that are not good for our society. And of course, the NCVO has been around forever. I think they're one of our oldest charities, 50 years, I think.
Yes, yeah.
And I said last time, I remember as a young boy listening to Radio Cayman and listening to their telethon. And,
City Cards.
Yes.
Yes.
And donating probably like, $5 or something so that I could get my name. I could hear my name on the radio.
Yes,
that was a big deal back then. So, that charity has always stood out. The work of Miss Olive Miller and the team there that has done for so many years. They have a nursery. They have a girls' home. They do a lot of work in our communities. So I really want those charities. I think mean a lot to me, and I think they should resonate well with our community. I think that's why we've seen people coming forward now and donating and wanting to support those charities, because they do really good work.
Certainly. I want to give both of you an opportunity for some closing comments as well. So I'm going to ask your indulgence to go a little bit beyond 9 o'clock. I know that you had scheduled for, finish at 9. You may have other obligations, but we're going to go to headline news and come back to you if that is fine with you. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
The power company is advising customers in Crystal Harbor that they might experience some interruptions to their electrical service tomorrow. It's expected between 9 a.m. and 1 p.m., and areas affected include Crichton Drive and all side roads. For more information, you can email service@cuc.ky. U.S. President Joe Biden says his country will start sending fresh weapons and equipment to Ukraine within days. Late on Tuesday, the U.S. Senate approved $95 billion in a foreign aid package that includes military support for Israel and Taiwan as well as Ukraine. Mr. Biden vowed to sign it off, quote, as soon as it reaches my desk today so that aid can be sent, quote, this week. Ukraine has recently stepped up its calls for Western assistance as Russia makes steady gains in its invasion. And Gaza war protesters have vowed to remain at Columbia University until their demands are met, despite mass arrests and disciplinary action. More than 100 students were arrested at a Columbia protest encampment last week, followed by dozens more at Yale and New York University in recent days. Many at Columbia have been suspended, prompting vocal calls for disciplinary measures to be dropped or rescinded. Some students on campus have reported anti-Semitic harassment from protesters. Those are your headlines. I'm Karsley Fuller.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
When you have a sports or fitness-related injury, trust the expertise of the HSA Sports and Exercise Medicine Clinic to get you back in the game. Our internationally trained and certified physicians specialize in sports traumatology, sports medicine, pain management, and orthopedic surgery. For treatment of common injuries such as tendonitis, arthritis, tennis elbow, rotator cuff, or knee tears, schedule a consultation with the Sports and Exercise Medicine Clinic at Smith Road Medical Center by calling 949-8600 or visit hsa.ky for more information.
With Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. In the studio with me, Deputy Governor, Honorable Franz Manderson, and Ms. Jennifer Ahern, who's also the co-chair of the DG's 5K committee as well. I believe we do have a caller, right? Ms. Susan, let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. So the Deputy Governor also.
Mm-hmm. Good morning.
There is
Good morning.
some situation that I would really love to share, but I want to share it along with Mr. O.C.
Caller, does it have anything to do with the DG's 5K? Because what we're going to do, we will open up the phone lines after they have left, and if it is not about that, then I can address it then, and if it's something directed towards the DG's responsibilities, then we can convey that to him as well. But we really would like to restrict our discussion this morning to this event that has taken place.
And I would like to know how to come involved with
how to be involved in the DJ's 5K. Okay.
Yes.
Sure.
And can I get your number, Mr. O.C.?
Sure. You 916-0135.
Yes, and I will call you after the show.
Excellent.
All right, and God bless you all.
Thank you, Mom. Thank you very much. Okay, so we can answer if she wants to be involved in it, either as a participant, and the other portion in terms of volunteers. You can talk a little bit about volunteering as well. And when we go there, we want to talk about also the fact that there are, I'm not sure if it happens in the Cayman Islands, but you get organizations that use others to manage events, for them. So whatever donations are collected, a portion goes to the administrative costs and everything else. You may have some, overheads in terms of material like T-shirts or whatever, but what donors can rest assured of that the monies is going directly to those charities and not in any way for administrative costs?
Yeah, thanks, OC. So first, if you want to volunteer to help us with the event, the email is volunteerdg5k@gov.ky. If you want to be part of the fun by participating, racecaribbean.net is where you can get signed up today before 6 o'clock p.m., or you can come by the Government Administration Building public lobby tomorrow or Friday between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. To register in person with a higher registration fee, as we were talking about before the break, but also to get your package pickup there. And yeah, I'm incredibly fortunate to have an amazing group of volunteers that make up the planning committee and make the DG5K magic happen. It's mainly civil servants. We have a few public servants as well, and one member from the private sector who is part of our committee, and everybody donates their time and their amazing talent, and really helps to pull everything together and make it happen. So we do have costs of putting on the event. Obviously, we have to buy the T-shirts. There's some staging costs, and some of the promotional material and everything else. But we're incredibly fortunate because even where we have some of the costs of the staging, a lot of times the companies will either donate them in kind or give us a big discount on it. And so everybody kind of pitches in to make it so that we can donate as much money as possible from the proceeds. So we do still have some bronze sponsorship opportunities. If anybody wants to make a donation at this bronze sponsorship level, that's a $500 donation, and they can email support dg5k@gov.ky to do that as well.
Do you encourage any interdepartmental rivalries when it comes to the 5K? Let's talk a little bit about that.
We do. We have a number of trophies. We have one for the school with the most participants. We haven't actually been able to present the one from last year yet, but it was the Starfish Village Montessori in Cayman Bay who won that trophy for the most participants for the school last year. So hopefully they'll be back out this year to defend that. We have a private sector corporate cup for the private sector company with the most participants. Maples are the proud defending champions of that. I think they're looking to come out and retain that trophy. The SAGC, or the Statutory Authority Government Company, with the most participants is the HSA, the Health Services Authority. And again, I think they're quite proud to be able to reclaim that trophy every year. And then within the core government, we have two trophies. We have one for the government department with the most participants, and one for the government department with the highest percentage of participation. And I have to tell you that last year, the Needs Assessment Unit won both of those trophies. They had both the most participants and the highest percentage at I think it was like 98.2% participation or something like that. So so there's some opportunities for some prizes there. We're really hoping that we can see some of our government departments come out in force and really give the NAU maybe a run for their money on most participants. I think they'll be hard to beat for the highest percentage participation. But yeah.
Okay, DG?
Yes. So thank you again, Mr. Connor, for having us. Yeah, and we do have some rivalries out there. And the DG's 5K is a challenge, so we want to be challenging persons to sign up. Yes, I sent a message out to all the civil servants yesterday. They said, "Listen, this is a civil service event, so we want to be civil service. Have the largest numbers." So I am really looking forward to seeing many civil servants getting out there and taking part in the event. The few people have said, "Oh, Mr. Manderson, I'm going to Capella. I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make it." And I'm saying, listen, you can go to Capella and you can go home and you can get up in the morning. You can do your 5K and then you can go home and sleep for the rest of the day. So there shouldn't be any conflict with you attending Capella and still coming to the DG's 5K. So again, thank you very much for having us. Thank you to everyone who participated in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman. And our challenge is to let's make this year's DG's 5K in Grand Cayman the biggest and best ever, raising a record amount of money and supporting some amazing charities.
Excellent. And if anyone wants any motivation, I was reading a story, the London Marathon that just took place, and there was a gentleman who broke his leg because I think he slipped on a pavement or something and broke his leg, and he was I think it was something like about 800 and something meters away from the finish line, and he wanted to finish, and he basically got down on his hands, and people were cheering him on. The race organizers and the supporters wanted him to stop, and he wanted to complete it, and he did that, on his butt and on his hands, and finished the race as well. That is determination.
Yes.
So, But we want to wish you all of the success again. For a worthy cause, and maybe one of these days it will become international. It certainly has the potential for that. And even if we were to sort of like restrict it to the overseas territories, for instance, and and say let's get civil servants from the various overseas territories and probably organize something around that, and then it will continue to grow as well. So such great ideas.
Yes, sir.
And the whole idea is that we're doing it for fitness, and it's no accident that the ministry now responsible for health is also named health and wellness as well. Because if you concentrate on the wellness part of things, then your health is also addressed in that as well. Ms. Jen, any closing comments for you?
No, I just want to thank you again for having us on, and just a reminder to everybody, racecaribbean.net is where you need to go to get signed up. Online registration closes at 6 p.m. today. Please do get signed up. And then T-shirt race package pickup is tomorrow and Friday in the public lobby of the Government Administration Building between 9 a.m. and 5 p.m. And we look forward to seeing everyone out there with their reusable water bottle and their DG blue shirt. And come, please join us and just be part of the fun.
Yeah. Mr. Conner, can I just say
yes.
one last thing, and it's off topic. So I just last week we launched in the civil service. We launched our new strategic plan, and I said to the team as we did the launch is that there's one thing that I think we need to do better is to tell our story. And there's so many things that are happening in the civil service. We have all these silent victories. So I said, if we're going to get better, then each one of us need to do something different. So I said to the team that I was going to commit to getting out there and saying more about what's happening in the civil service. So please look for me to be requesting to come on the show a bit more frequent.
More than happy to have you on.
So that we can talk about what's happening. We're accountable to our community. So I want to at least to educate them about some of the things that we're doing in the civil service. Some very exciting things. I'm very proud of our Second Chances program that we put in place, which gives people who have had a conviction, for example, and has turned around their lives, the ability to get a job. And we have seen that program have tremendous success. So there's some really great things that we're doing that I think we need to educate the public about. So see you soon.
Okay, and if I may then, you mentioned that Anya Williams, the Deputy Governor of Turks and Caicos Islands, is coming. And there was a time in Cayman, and we probably have grown so huge that we don't do it anymore. But when there were civil service appointments, persons joined the service or they were promoted, it was always highlighted. Press releases went out, they got their photographs in the newspaper and stuff. I follow the Turks and Caicos news, the Turks and Caicos Weekly. They publish every Friday, and the Turks and Caicos Sun is also published. Now, Turks and Caicos Sun is the editor and the publisher of that was a person who worked with the late Desmond Seals here in Cayman, at Cayman Net News, and I think he was married to one of the Mystics over in there, and they put in their newspapers the appointments. Of course, everything, it's done through the public service commission. You know, our system has changed slightly here. But photographs of the Turks and Caicos Islanders who have been appointed to various positions and stuff like that. So if we can get back to some of that as well, I think civil servants would probably, you know, enjoy that.
Yeah, and we do it from time to time, but we don't do it enough. and you're right, is that we have to get up more. I keep saying, folks, no more silent victories, but we have a lot of silent victories. You know, you met our chief nursing officer a couple of days ago. So, you know, really great appointment, of outstanding young Caymanian. But that's happening across the service, but we're not making a big deal about it. So expect to see us doing better in that area, Mr. Connor.
Excellent. Yes. And thanks to both of you. And I give you my word, God's willing, next year I will be out there, even if it's walking, because cycling and running, two different disciplines. You know, you use different muscles. But I've seen many of my cycling friends who have done the marathon and the half marathon as well, who've trained early, you know, for it. So I should be able to do the same as well, folks. When we return, the phone lines will be open. So all of those things that you wanted to say when the governor and the deputy governor was here, were here, you can now say them to me. They will resonate one way or the other. They'll get back to them as well. So your opportunity will be here soon. Just don't change that dial. Please stay tuned. We will be back shortly.
So much happening so fast, too much. It is hard for me to follow my health care instructions. The private counseling with West Bay Pharmacy literally saved my life.
At West Bay Pharmacy, we know how complex medications can be. Our pharmacists are delighted to offer you personalized one-on-one healthcare counseling, free medication review, therapeutic callbacks, and we will liaise with your physician to ensure you receive the best in quality medical care.
Quality of life has a whole new meaning with the right pharmacy to support you. Thank you, West Bay Pharmacy.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Convenient quality care is just around the corner. Now you can WhatsApp your West Bay Pharmacy prescriptions to 516-0777.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
Digicel has teamed up with Capella. We're giving away tickets for you and a friend to attend Cayman's biggest music festival. Win 2 Capella tickets. Simply activate a 30-day Prime Max plan or be an active postpaid customer and you could be our lucky winner. Don't miss out on this epic event. Go to your nearest Digicel store today or the My Digicel app for your chance to win. Digicel. Better connected. Shop at Funky Tangs, the home of electronics and more. Check out Funky Tangs' 2 locations, Shannon Road and Countryside Savannah, for loads of savings. In stock at Funky Tangs, both locations: stoves, fridges and small appliances, mini split air conditioning units, sheets and comforters, all sizes, window curtains, cell phones and telephone accessories, musical instruments, karaoke and Bluetooth speakers. New service now available at Funky Tangs, computer and cell phone repairs. Funky Tangs. For more information, call 949-0998. The Family Resource Center has several upcoming parenting and family programs suited for all kinds of families, starting at the end of April. FRC continues to receive positive parent feedback, such as this most recent testimonial.
I can't express enough gratitude to the Family Resource Center. The depth of knowledge and practical strategies shared throughout the sessions was truly transformative for my family. I highly recommend to any parent seeking effective tools and support in raising happy, resilient children. Thank you for making such a positive impact on my family dynamics.
Would you like to experience these same benefits for your family? Then contact the Family Resource Center at frc@gov.ky or call 949-0006 to learn more. Follow them on Instagram and Facebook to stay up to date. All programming is government funded and free of charge to residents who are raising children in the Cayman Islands.
In the tranquil beauty of the Cayman Islands, our island paradise, the Lions Club stands as guardians of our precious environment. Join the Lions Club of Cayman Brac in their mission to preserve the natural splendor of our island home. Together, let's take a stand against pollution, against deforestation, and against the erosion of our coastline. Let's embrace sustainable practices, conserve water, and reduce our carbon footprint. Together, we can ensure that our Cayman Islands remain a paradise for generations to come. Let's protect our environment today for a greener, healthier tomorrow. An Earth Month message from the Lions and Leos of Cayman Brac.
Start your day in the know. Don't miss a beat. Radio Cayman's 7 a.m. news keeps you informed every Monday through Saturday at 7 a.m. Brought to you by Cayman National, proudly serving the Cayman Islands since 1974.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio at this time, so the phone lines, like I suggested, are open now. Some of you may be critical as to why the phone lines were not open earlier, in particular when the governor was in the studio. But there was, we did invite you to send WhatsApp messages in as well. But the occasion was to talk about her first year in office and her impression, of what has transpired since then, and given her an opportunity also to reminisce on her arrival here in the Cayman Islands. On Monday, we had the Minister for Health in the studio with us, along with the Chief Nursing Officer, Ms. Felicia McLean, and we were talking about a national health strategy for the Cayman Islands and the launch of that national health strategy as well. And I wanted to share with you, again, some trivia in relation to the Cayman Islands, because there were so many initiatives that took place in the Cayman Islands. For instance, in 1966, April of 1966, how many of you knew that a cancer survey was initiated here in the Cayman Islands? A cancer survey. We hear people talking about issues of cancer in the Cayman Islands. Today, you see some government entities struggling to get data, getting people to participate in surveys, because some persons are hesitant about providing information, despite the fact that we do have data protection legislation in the Cayman Islands as well. And again, we have to ensure that we continue to build people's confidence in our institutions, that whatever information they provide, if the intention is for it to either remain anonymous or not to be disclosed in any other manner, we have to build up that confidence in people that will be adhered to as well. So, on Monday, the 18th of April 1966. We're in 2003 now, so that would be 57 years ago. 57 years ago, yeah. The Grand Cayman Uterine Cancer Survey opened with the examination, and this survey was done through physical examination. Now, we have moved on, since then, in relation to innovation and improvement in research. But the survey opened with the examination of 38 women at the government hospital. The medical officer at that time was Dr. James T. Burrows. He was the medical director of the survey. So, and on the second day of the survey, 31 women were examined during the morning session. Figures for the afternoon session, they weren't available at the time that this article and this publication was put out. It goes on to point out that members on the survey team, however, expressed disappointment in the relatively low turnout for this important service. The survey team at that time was capable of handling 40 morning and 20 afternoon examinations, which was and a minimum of 50 examinations each day, and they really were looking for participants at that point in time. The article shares that it is believed that many women have not responded to this survey due to the fear of actually discovering that they have cancer. Members of the survey team point out that the test is absolutely reliable in the detection of cancer in more than 95% of the tests given, and that in almost 100% of the cases in which cancer is detected, it is an early stage that is detected in an early stage. The patients enjoy a complete cure. Detection of cancer in the early stages is expected in no more than 1% of the women examined as well. And the article then goes on. I have to go to page 3 to find the rest of it. Bear with me while I go to page 3. So it talks about the peace of mind that is obtained when a person receives a negative test, and that peace of mind should greatly override the fear of detection. Dr. Burrows at that time in 1966 stated that not only should each adult woman above the age of 20 years receive the cancer test during the current program, but should also repeat the test annually. He said that the examination should be given again next year on Grand Cayman, and that if the participation is adequate, cancer of the womb can be entirely eliminated from Grand Cayman from between 3 and 5 years. He further stated that to obtain these results, more than 75% of the adult women in Grand Cayman still have to participate in the program. He said that in an island with the population of Grand Cayman, over 90% of the women should respond in to such a survey. The Grand Cayman survey must produce this kind of response in order for the program to be continued in subsequent years. Program was originally scheduled to continue for a period of weeks. However, if the response continues to be as light as that of the first 2 days, the program may be abandoned in a shorter time. So again, we see the challenges faced in terms of persons coming forward to participate in the survey. They call it a survey, but it appears as if it was, more than a survey as well. This seemed to be more of a screening than a survey, something that is done regularly now in the Cayman Islands, something that is encouraged, and we see many civic organizations and, for instance, the Lions of Tropical Gardens, as well as Rotary and other civic bodies encouraging persons to do the cancer screening and promoting cancer, promoting recovery from cancer as well. So we have come a long way, but still have ways to go in relation to it as well. So my encouragement to you is that any initiative, any effort that is geared towards encouraging healthy lifestyles, screening as well, that you should participate in it. You should do so as well. Ms. Susan, let's take that commercial break, folks. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
Digicel has teamed up with Capella. We're giving away tickets for you and a friend to attend Cayman's biggest music festival. Win 2 Capella tickets. Simply activate a 30-day Prime Max plan or be an active postpaid customer and you could be our lucky winner. Don't miss out on this epic event. Go to your nearest Digicel store today or the My Digicel app for your chance to win. Digicel. Better connected.
Hey Cayman, this is Pastor Elsony Banks. I want to invite you to come out and join us on Saturday, May 18th, 2024 for March for Jesus. I remember those events from years past, and I'm so happy we're doing them again. So join us on Saturday, May 18th, March for Jesus, celebrating our Lord Jesus Christ.
For more information, visit Christian.ky and click on the March for Jesus tab.
Every day, thousands of residents use our roads, and every journey requires responsibility. Our actions behind the wheel can have serious consequences. So let's make a commitment to safety. The Cayman Islands government invites you to take the Safe Drivers Pledge. The pledge is our opportunity to show our dedication to creating a safer environment on our roads. First, visit gov.ky/road safety/pledge. Read and check all the boxes, fill in your name, and click submit. It's that easy. Let's make our roads safer together and say no more for 2024. Visit www.gov.ky/road safety for more information and to take the pledge.
The Economics and Statistics Office is currently conducting the annual business surveys until June 14th. The surveys seek to collect information needed to answer these questions. How did the economy perform in 2023? In 2023, how much did foreign companies invest in the Cayman Islands? The surveys include all relevant entities that produce goods and services in the Cayman Islands. The surveys are confidential under the Statistics Act and are exempt from the Freedom of Information Act. Your response matters. Do your part. Fill out and return your survey forms to the ESO. Remember, better data, better decisions, better business. For assistance in filling out the forms or for more information, visit www.eso.ky or call 244-4676 or 244-4600.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. Ms. Susan, do we have a WhatsApp call? I'll take that call in a second, but just want to read this as well. This is one of our listeners who has showed up, went to work today to submit an application. They're going through the motions in relation to some things that we feel that are extremely burdensome to Caymanians. But we'll talk about not the details of what that person was seeking to submit, but about in general about that at another point in time. But they showed up at work only to find out that they're closed today. So the person says that they needed to have this notice out for the public to see, and then they're questioning why is it that they can't apply online and submit and upload the application. I did see a press release in terms of work being closed, but again, we heard the deputy governor in the studio this morning talking about the civil service and what they do and the tremendous job that they do, and we can attest to that. But he also pointed out that there are areas where things can be done better as well, and he wants to encourage that. And one of those ways that I would say has to do with communicating with the public, communicating with your customers, communicating with potential customers as well, especially when you're an entity that people, that the public expect you to be open on business days. That is Monday through Friday. So if there are days, within that 5-day period that you're not going to be open to the public, it is extremely, extremely important for you to ensure that the closing, that is publicized near and far for the public to know about as well. And then the comment in relation to the online submission. We haven't heard a whole lot about e-government recently. Again, we heard Deputy Governor talk about the fact that he wants to come on the show more often to talk about the wins as well. It would be useful to know where we are as far as our e-government initiative is concerned as well. Ms. Susan, let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller. Welcome to For the Record. I think what's up? Nothing there at this point in time. Okay, got more that I can share with you as well. We have seen the rapid advancement in medical care here in the Cayman Islands, so much to the point where at one point in time in the Cayman Islands, we had to go to Jamaica for certain medical care. And then later on, when we became a much more affluent society and more persons had access to funds, people then would go off to Miami for health care, as well. And it wasn't unusual for families to take their loved ones to the hospital, and if they're unhappy with the service there, say, listen, I want to send my family off to Miami as well. So there is the same newspaper that I was reading to you. There was an editorial in there talking about Dr. Burroughs wanting to start the first clinic, open one of the first clinics here in the Cayman Islands as well. If time allows, I will share that with you. But we're going to our WhatsApp caller now. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, good morning, O.C.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good, my friend. It didn't went through the first time, but at least it go through this time.
Okay.
Yeah, I was listening to what you was speaking there concerning the cancer situation back in the 60s. In modern time today, we can see where scientists come up with a solution to counteract COVID, but all these years they cannot come up with a solution to slow down or counteract cancer. But when I stop and think about it, OC, back in the days when technology isn't like how it is today, or they didn't had in it back in the 60s to give them any warnings of anything. Me and someone was speaking about the same situation some days ago of what is causing all this cancer, killing people all over the world, basically. Here in the Caribbean, we see it and hear about it so often, and I kind of thought about aircrafts when they pass, and a lot of people don't realize this. When a lot of aircrafts pass in this zone area, especially between here and Jamaica, they dumps fuel.
Okay.
And we breathed that in, and they came out they had a thing on the news some weeks ago actually, saying that when they do this, it doesn't humbug no one on the land because it dissipates before it reached the ground. So I said, well, if that wasn't the problem back in the 60s, in the 70s, that it was killing so much people, this solution is got to be something that the people are breathing in, because the people ate good. They ate good back then, better than what they're eating today. Their food was grown from the ground, and that's what they ate was more healthy than what we consume today. They kept themselves fitter because they worked harder and everything else. But we forget one thing, especially in this Caribbean. And when you watch the television, you see it on the same situations. But we forget one thing. There's one thing that comes off the coast of Africa called the Sahara dust. Now that affects the whole entire Caribbean. It affects as far south as Guyana, and it goes as far west as Mexico. Now, is that something that we are inhaling? They've been inhaling from the time back then, because they would not have nothing to aware, make them aware of what they were coming their way. Today, we have technology that we can see it on radar, and we can be more aware. But is people taking these things into consideration and realizing that what they're breathing in is a dangerous health for them? When we look after Asia today, we look after England, we look after these other places, even United States, some places we part has contaminations through exhaust and pollution.
Yeah,
people are inhaling those things and causing health issues.
The fossil fuel industry as well. You see, I see where a gentleman is suing one of the oil companies because when they burn off a lot of gas at these oil refineries and stuff, they burn it off, and he's now seeking to sue one of those companies for his son suffering from some sort of cancer as a result of that as well. Yeah.
Exactly, and if people doubt it, let them do the survey and check with 9/11. They say every individual that inhaled that dust when those Twin Towers fell, and that was thousands of people, they say every one of them are going to die from lung cancer. Every one. So it has to be something that we are inhaling, and we're not really taking it seriously. And I will put it across the board to anyone. What is causing the Caribbean problem? And right now, if you read the news this morning, in Greece, the Sahara dust has the entire city covered in brown dust. And they're warning people to cover themselves where they don't inhale this dust. That could be a problem that is causing us to have issues here, and we not realizing it because we're not seeing it. OC, we are breathing in what we don't see.
Yeah,
and it could be a problem, and it's something that people need to take serious. If you know the seasons that the dust comes off, because this is the time of year when the dust start to come off of Africa, the Sahara dust. Don't be ashamed to wear a mask, because it's going to affect you in the long run, because you're inhaling what you don't see. And I think it's something that we should take in consideration around here, OC.
Okay, yep. Caller, thank you. Thank you very much for that. We have to go to a commercial break. We do have another caller on hold. We will take that caller as soon as we return. Folks, please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
You know who this is? That same old girl that went to Hollywood and Panama? Well, guess what? The fun ain't done yet. Because this year, I'm going to country concerts in Denver. I got kick up my heels in Times Square. And I got find my way to Barbados. I got keep living the dream with Cayman Airways. We so blessed to have them. I tell you what though, this old girl's feeling younger than ever.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering international non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, Denver, Los Angeles, Panama, Kingston, Mobay, La Ceiba, and Havana, plus Barbados. Enjoy free rum punch, free in-flight entertainment, free seat selection, and free meals on select flights. Call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
Are you feeling sick, but don't feel ill enough to go to the doctor? Ask your pharmacist for advice. Here at West Bay Pharmacy, our pharmacists have been trained to offer helpful, easy-to-understand advice on the treatment of everyday minor ailments for yourself and all the family. Anything from headaches, cough and sore throat, to cold sores, our pharmacists will know when medical help is needed and will not hesitate to refer you to your doctor if your symptoms demand it. Like doctors, our pharmacists have a professional code, which means all personal information you give them will be treated in the strictest confidence. Visit us today at West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget. Our custom closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
Hey, K-Man, this is Pastor Alcini Banks. I want to invite you to come out and join us on Saturday, May 18th, 2024 for March for Jesus. I remember those events from years past, and I'm so happy we're doing them again. So join us on Saturday, May 18th, March for Jesus, celebrating our Lord Jesus Christ.
For more information, visit Christian.ky and click on the March for Jesus tab.
Shop at Funky Tangs, the home of electronics and more. Check out Funky Tangs' 2 locations, Shannon Road and Countryside Savannah, for loads of savings. In stock at Funky Tangs, both locations: stoves, fridges, and small appliances, mini split air conditioning units, sheets and comforters, all sizes, window curtains, cell phones and telephone accessories, musical instruments, karaoke and Bluetooth speakers. New service now available at Funky Tangs, computer and cell phone repairs. Funky Tangs. For more information, call 949-0998.
The 2024 Deputy Governor's 5K Challenge will culminate in the final race event in Grand Cayman on Sunday, April 28th. There is still time to register. Registration is $25 for adults and $10 for children under 18. To register, visit www.racecaribbean.net. If you have any questions, you can email dg5k@gov.ky.
With Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We're on the last leg of the show this morning. Just a few birthday shout-outs that we want to acknowledge as well. So Mrs. Darlene Owens Elliott and Miss Susan Ebanks, both of West Bay. Birthday shout-outs are going to them. Miss Darlene Elliott and... Miss Darlene Owens Elliott and Miss Susan Ebanks of West Bay. Birthday shout-outs going out to them. And we also have, there was one for someone by the name of Elliott that I need to find that one as well. Miss Susan, let me find that one. Yes, Nadine Wholeness is the person, yes. Birthday greetings going out to Miss Nadine Wholeness. as well. My apologies for that. And then we have tomorrow Trudy and Roy's anniversary, their 25th anniversary. And then we birthday greetings to Lesma Rankin for tomorrow, the 25th, as well. Let's grab our caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC.
Hey, good morning. Good morning. How are you?
I'm good. Just chime in a little bit on what the gentleman from Timber was saying about imported contamination.
Mm-hmm.
I spoke before on your show here concerning another contamination that I was concerned about is that all these Japanese domestic cars that are being imported into the country and not being sterilized and stuff like that before they get here, because, as you know, nuclear energy was displayed in Japan to the point where mothers are still giving birth to deformed babies because of their contamination.
Mm-hmm.
And the cars that we are bringing here, basically they are domestic cars that can't even go back on the road there. So, those domestic cars must be driven in certain areas that might be contaminated. So I was wondered about that. And he spoke about people should, no matter how stupid it looked, but should wear a mask a certain part of the year. I remember when Michael Jackson first started that, everybody thought he was stupid.
Yes.
Everybody saying, well, wacko and the likes. Now it come to pass that wearing the mask was probably one of the best things you could have done from back then. So, but what I really want to call for us is I want to clarify my call on Monday. I think it was on Monday. Yeah, Monday, when Dr. Maxfield was on concerning the Emancipation celebration. That was not basically what my call was about. I didn't criticize. I think the Ministry of Heritage might have understood what my call was about.
So they got back to you or what?
Well, they're listening to your show. See, they're listening to your show. But I wasn't criticizing. What I said was more like enhancing or asking for more involvement and for them to take more part in carrying on our heritage and our culture and asking for a bigger budget to have more things and encourage people to learn to cook more Cayman food and do more Cayman things like back in the days, because the people that come in here are diluting our culture and our heritage to a point where the tourists don't even know anything about it because they're only interacting with imported workers. So that was basically what I was talking about. It wasn't that I was criticizing the events that are coming up, because I think the more holidays we have, the better it is. They can have about 6-7 more for the year, we are concerned. And if it all got to do with our culture and heritage, you know what I mean? And bring us all back together. And in that way, OC, the more display of our heritage and culture, the more the people that come here will be able to know about it. But if we don't have it, they won't know anything about it. So I question a lot of people that are here working, and they have no idea. No idea whatsoever. Matter of fact, I have people, Nepalese, asking me where I'm from. And you know what my answer was to that, OC? My answer was, can you imagine me going to Nepal and asking a Nepalese, where you from? That was my answer to that, and I left them right there.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And to a certain extent, I'm not finding any excuses, for them. But a lot of the people who are many of the persons who are here and working in various sectors, because they're struggling, they want to try to get in as many hours as they can to remit those monies to their families, overseas. The question is, how many of them really do get time to socialize We don't know. We really don't know how many. But as far as the, and I think what Dr. McField was saying also, I don't want to put words in his mouth in any way, but using the word celebration, if we're celebrating the fact that we were emancipated, that is one thing, but we don't want to confuse that with celebrating slavery, which I don't think that anyone was pointing to the fact. And of course, the huge criticism was that if while this appears to be a private event where it seems as if each member of parliament is allowed to bring, is it 5 or 10 guests along with them? That's fine. We recognize that if it's something that is probably being held indoors as well, the limited number. But as far as the activities are concerned, are there other events where you would have open participation and attendance by the public as well? And I'm hoping to have representatives on. Yeah, I'm hoping to have representatives, in next week to talk about that as well. So I'll find a way of accommodating them for that also.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think they got one in town also.
Okay.
That would be open to the public.
Mm-hmm.
I think the one at Peter Castle that Dr. McField spoke about, basically, we're going to be housing all the cultural people that have carried on the culture here in Cayman and like that. So because of all that, I think it was a limited space. I understand.
Right.
Because I too, after the call or the call that was made to me, I questioned it also, and that was what I was told.
Yeah, and
but
that's
from the very, what we will call the very lowest to the highest will be there rubbing shoulders. All the net making, all the patch making, everybody, those type people would be, are the people who will be there invited to come.
That's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to try to do a few more birthday shout-outs before we leave as well. Lord Graham, talk to you later. Take care.
Cool.
So we see Elon Ebanks also celebrating a birthday today. He's 78 years of age. And Loretta Grizel celebrating a birthday today. We've also been asked to send out birthday greetings to Yazid Time, who's in Providence, Colombia. He's celebrating a birthday tomorrow, the 25th of April. And they were wishing him a fantastic birthday and God's blessing always. And those persons say to me they have 2 more family members who's celebrating birthdays on the 26th and 27th. They will send those to me on Friday as well. And we look forward to giving them a birthday shout out on For the Record as well in that segment of the show, but 7:30 in the morning, brought to you by Coca-Cola, who are extremely proud to support your birthday shout-outs. Coca-Cola, available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga Wholesalers. You should accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. And our segment of birthday shout-outs also brought to you by Superior Auto. Superior Auto, they keep your car in tune. Call them at 949-9570 or 525-9571 as well. So again, folks, a historic event for Radio Cayman this morning, having the Deputy Governor and the Governor in the studio at the same time. And we hope that you enjoyed the conversation. For some of you, it may not have been what you would have liked to talk about, but we do have limitations in terms of time, and it is only fair to our guests when we have them in the studio and they are here to speak specifically about a particular topic that we should limit the discussion to that, and they shouldn't be blindsided in any way with questions that are not related to that as well. And I want to thank you for your indulgence and for your understanding in relation to that as well. Folks, I want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman, and by extension For the Record, into your homes, into your places of work, wherever that may be. I also want to remind you that we are our brothers and our sisters' keepers. There is always someone out there who's less fortunate than we are, and I ask you to extend a helping hand to them. If you can't do that, then I suggest you donate to a worthy charity, because we always want to consider those who need, not necessarily those who want, or even those who crave. So I say to you, have a great day. Continue to support your radio station, Radio Cayman. Join Sterling Dwayne Ebanks at 12:15 for Talk Today. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to bless these three beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the Record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury, and JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctor's Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways, call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And now, Barbados. And Digicel, Cayman's bigger, better network. And March for Jesus. 18th of May, visit christian.ky for more information.
Since 1976.
Covering Grand Cayman, no Cayman, and right. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.